Well, speaking of Western Australia, you know, the West Australian, just one of the liveliest papers, not just in Australia but the world. Terrific front pages. It's going to be the greatest show on Perth. AFL confirms Grand Final will be held at Optus Stadium. Perth is set to host its greatest ever sporting event with confirmation yesterday that 2021 AFL Grand Final will be held at Optus Stadium. Unlike last season when the spectacle was staged in Brisbane, this is good. Ours will be a true celebration of football with a Brownlow medal count followed by a grand final parade through the city and then a premiership decider played in front of a capacity crowd. Well, look, Anthony DeSeglia, the editor of the West Australian, I was at the AFL Grand Final last year in Brisbane and it was a magnificent spectacle and the players turned it on. It was a wonderful occasion, and I know Optus Stadium's got 60,000 and the Gabba's run down, it's only got 38 or 40. But I think it's a bit cheeky, isn't it, Kristy, to be suggesting that, you know, Brisbane buggered it up last year. I thought it was terrific.
Well, look, I've attended the grand final at the MCG a couple of times, Gleeso, so I'm looking forward to going on home turf at Optus, the best stadium in Australia, and leaves the MCG for dead, if you ask me, with the light show they can put on at Optus. I've never seen that at the G. However, people here in Western Australia tell me that McGowan's been very, very careful and they are not bringing the hundreds of hangers-on into Perth and granting every single person associated with the AFL an exemption to come into Western Australia. I am told that it's very different to the approach that Premier Palaszczuk is taking in Queensland to let a number of people flout the restrictions and giving away exemptions in cornflakes packets. So I think if McGowan sticks to that plan and we don't see reports of hundreds of hangers-ons and officials and wives and girlfriends turning up into Perth Instagramming themselves, he might get away with it.
And I would point out to the good folk of WA that I think it's the first time in many, many years that we haven't seen a Perth-based team in the AFL finals. And, of course, the Brisbane Lions are there, and that would be a terrific way to celebrate a grand final at Optus Stadium there in Perth with a wonderful win by the Brisbane Lions, and I think you'll find that they'll be very competitive. Well, I'm hoping they'll be very competitive. All right, let's go to the Gold Coast Bulls. What happened to the Eagles and the Dockers this year? They just seem to lose. They've lost their mojo, or what is it? Have they drunk the Kool-Aid, McGowan's Kool-Aid? I don't know.
Oh, who knows? They've been flying all over the country too much, I think, trying to dodge borders like everyone else. You can be sure of it, Gleeso. No one here in Western Australia at Optus will want the Victorians to win.
No, so if it's the Lions, they'll be going for the Lions.